Are you worried about the housing market, or maybe unsure about the future of the housing market and where it's going to end up for this year? Well, this is a topic we discuss all the time with our clients. In this video, I thought I would bring up some stats and some data to show you guys exactly what's going on with the local Sacramento real estate market. So whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, you can make an informed decision on your next transaction here in Sacramento. Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam Golovey. I'm your local real estate professional here in the Sacramento area. This channel is specifically dedicated to people such as yourself who want more information on the Sacramento market and want to know about up and coming new developments and communities. So if that's someone like you, hit that subscribe button. Our goal is to get to 3,000 subscribers this year, and I'd really appreciate it. Now let's get back to the video. Now, before we do a deep dive on the Sacramento real estate market, I wanted to bring up this topic. A lot of people are worried about what the future is for the housing market, and really the low supply has caused prices just to continuously increase from year over year. And this graph I wanted to bring up from the Sacramento Appraisal blog, I think shows us a good depiction of where we are with inventory in the Sacramento market. So as you can see here in the graph of April 2007, we had about 10 months of inventory, basically of supply of housing on the market. Right now, if you pay attention to the graph in April of 2024, we have about 1.38 months worth of inventory. So just to start it off, you can see here that the supply and demand is drastically different than it was before the last housing crash. So I know a lot of people will bring that up of like, oh, the market's gonna crash and prices are gonna skyrocket down. I hope this shows you kind of the disparity of the amount of homes on the market. So as you can see, just based off this graph, there is still a lot of need for housing in the area. Still low housing. People are still wanting to go out there and buy. Now, I know there is going to be the unaffordability factor, which we'll get into in this video with the interest rates and rising insurance costs. But as you can see here, with the low amount of homes on the market, I think this might show us a little bit of a depiction of what pricing is going to look like for the rest of this year. All right, so let's jump into some stats. Now, this is going to be for the Sacramento region when we're taking into consideration all the local counties to kind of give us a holistic approach of what's going on in the market. Now, the number of homes for sale this last April was 2,552. That's a 13% increase when we're comparing it to April of last year. So we are seeing some more inventory hit the market. Now, with that, we've also seen some more homes start to go pending. We've seen about 13% more homes go pending from March to April. So those are homes going into contract. Now, on top of that, we've seen about 15% more homes sell in April versus March of this year. So as you can see here, there's been an uptick in the spring market. Now, this is something that I've actually mentioned in my previous video on the last Sacramento update, that we were expecting an uptick in the Sacramento housing market for this spring. Now let's get into some pricing. I know everyone's interested to see what's going on with the house prices. So the median sold price as of last month is $601,000 for the Sacramento region. That's still an increase of 6% compared to 1 year ago. The average sold price was $685,000. That's going to be a 4.3% increase since April of last year. So as you can see, pricing has also been trending upward, along with the activity in the real estate market for this spring so far. Now, another interesting stat to look out for is going to be the average price per square foot. The average price per square foot in the area currently is about $348. That's still 3.6% higher than it was exactly 1 year ago. Now, if you pay attention to the graphs, you'll see pricing kind of go up and down over the last year, but overall it's been trending upwards over the last couple months since January of this year. One other stat that I like to pay attention to is going to be the average days on the market. That turned out to be about 24 days last month. So that means that it's taking about 24 days on average to get a home under contract or sold. Now, you might see a stat like this and think, oh, well, I got about 3 weeks or more before writing an offer on a house. But I will say this is the average, so you do have to consider that we are still seeing some homes on the marketplace literally get into contract in the first couple days, and others possibly even taking a month or more to get into contract. So it really depends on the house. I'll say that the desirability, how it's priced, if it's move-in ready and in good condition. Factors like these are going to help a home sell a lot quicker. So as you can see, we've already covered a lot of different stats and data and some numbers, and for some of you guys, it might be overwhelming. And I will say that for the spring market, we're still seeing a fairly strong market overall. Now, when it comes to summer, fall, and winter, things can definitely change. There is no natural, always up and going trend. So one thing you need to know is this. Right now, things are still looking pretty good for the 2024 real estate market here in Sacramento. We've personally experienced it with a lot of our clients. There's still a lot of activity, a lot of still buying and selling going on in the real estate market. So if you are someone who's looking right now, just keep an eye out for it. You know, things can always change, but one main factor or variable that's really going to determine the future of the housing market is going to be the interest rates. We were hoping to see rates closer to the 6% mark. Now, we did see that on certain loans, but right now, as of the time of this video, we're seeing a lot of the conventional rates right around 7%. So as you can see, the higher rates, and of course, if you haven't heard, the insurance costs have also been getting a little bit higher in California. So depending on where you want to buy, that can get fairly expensive. So even though there is a low inventory of housing, the unaffordability, especially for first-time home buyers, has kind of made them a little bit hold off on purchasing this year. So if that's someone like you, I would say don't get too caught up in the mix. You want to make a decision where if it makes sense for you and if it's affordable for you. You don't want to just pull the trigger because you think prices are going to keep increasing forever. And I recommend this to a lot of my clients, whether you're buying a home for, $500,000 or 1.5 million. It really doesn't change anything for us. Like, our goal is to get you into a home that you feel safe, secure, they feel is going to be honestly a blessing for you and your family or whoever's living with you, and that you're going to enjoy that property for the next 5-10 years or more. That's really the end goal of homeownership here in the Sacramento area, especially if you're working with us. But more than anything, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Do you think that house prices will continue to increase, decrease, or remain flat throughout the year? I'd love to hear from you. Drop it in the comments down below. So here's my personal feedback on the real estate market right now. So what I'm seeing is, especially in the lower price points, closer to the median price points, let's say $600,000 more or less, it can still get fairly competitive. We're still seeing a lot of multiple offer situations. In fact, I had a friend who was buying a house, and it was in a lower price point, very nice home, but ended up getting about 9 offers. Now, I know that's a little abnormal, but I did want to put it out there because people should be aware that there's still situations like this going on here and there. The second thing is this: don't sit too long on a property. The good ones don't last. And the higher end market, I would say, is still fairly active. We're still getting a lot of clients reach out to us that are definitely buying homes in the $1.5, $2 million and up. So that market, I know for a lot of people, may seem like it has cooled off, but it's still very active with buyers right now. And lastly is this: if you're looking to sell your home in this market, one thing I will say is that you're still going to get really good pricing for your home, but you should be considerate of being a little bit more negotiable or expect to offer some concessions or credits in the transaction. Buyers right now more than ever are feeling it with the high prices, high interest rates, and the higher insurance costs. So they are being a little bit more picky with the home. So if you do get a buyer that's willing and able to buy your home, be considerate of that. Give them a little bit more time to do their due diligence on the property to be comfortable with that purchase. So what will the future be for the housing market here in Sacramento? Now, there's a lot of variables to take into consideration, but what I'll say is this: for the spring market, we've definitely seen an uptick in activity so far, as you've seen on the stats and data. But the interest rates, or the rising interest rates, will be a huge determinant on whether prices will continue increasing, remain flat, or possibly even drop later this year. Now, I know a lot of people were expecting the interest rates to drop already, and they were kind of going up and down for a while. But as of the time of this video, conventional fixed interest rates are just about 7% more or less. So they haven't really dropped like a lot of people were expecting them to. But I will say this: if rates do finally drop later this year, I think the activity of the real estate market will pick up. I see this time and time and again. When interest rates do give a little bit of relief and drop a little bit, it seems like the activity in the market definitely picks up. And also on the opposite end of that, if rates keep going up, I think it will cool off the market a little bit more. We probably will see prices remain a little bit more flat throughout the year. So I'd love to hear your opinion. Do you think the prices will increase, decrease, or remain flat throughout the year? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd always love hearing from people like you guys watching the channel. So I hope you found this information beneficial, and I hope it's brought a little bit of clarity to the real estate market here in Sacramento. If you're ever looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Sacramento real estate market, we'd love to be of service. You can always reach out to us by giving us a quick call, a text, or even fill out the form down below. So guys, remember to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, and share this with someone who you think would benefit from this video. Also, we're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Sam Golovey. I'll see you on the next one.